Jack here with thebikedads.com. Here today to talk to you guys about a great little bike. This is not your typical first pedal bike. This bike has 2-inch knobby tires and disc brakes. Not cable disc brakes, but hydraulic disc brakes. This bike is incredible for your little shredder who tears up their balance bike and has really mastered their first pedal bike. Some of you out there saying, is this the bike for my kid? Well, it might not be. Now you might be asking why on earth somebody would put hydraulic disc brakes on a 14-inch pedal bike. And we ask the same thing ourselves.
Look where you're going. Whoa! Oliver, don't be afraid to use your brakes a bit, bud.
The 14-inch bikes last a little longer than your 16-inch bikes. When this bike delivered, my kid was a little young for it. He was almost 3, and the first thing I did was put it together, super easy out of the box, and I tested the disc brakes. And I was like, oh, are these going to be super powerful and they're going to send my kid OTB, which is slang for over the bars? And you know what? They were like a nice mushy feel. Now, compared to my Shimano same brakes on the majority of my bikes, definitely not the same feeling. However, they had a real gradual, great grab to them, but they are phenomenal. The kids' hands are really, now we all would love the kids to use one finger braking. They're using 1, 2, I don't know what on earth. Some of the pictures I have of my little guy on this bike are hilarious. But most importantly, the kids are in control and their hands aren't tired. So let's dive in and take a closer look at this bike. It's got a narrow Q factor. What that means is when the kids are pedaling, their hips are aligned. So they're not pedaling like they're on a bronking bull, like some of the kids' bikes out there. Now, when we first started the Bike Dads, there was a lot of kids' bikes out there with still super wide Q factors. And now even the big players like Specialized and such are getting on board with those narrow Q factors. And Prevelo and the Wooms of the world were definitely at the forefront of that market. This bike also comes with 85mm cranks. They're tiny. But what that allows the kids to really gain the momentum, have clearance for rocks, they're clipping less pedals, phenomenal build. The weight of this bike is 16 pounds, a little heavier for your 14-inch pedal bike, quality pedal bike as is on the market. If you look at any Walmart builds, you're well into the high 20s, 30s, 40s. But either way, it's a tiny bit heavier, but it's meant to go downhill. You're shuttling with your kid with this bike. You're towing with a tow strap. The gear ratio, it's got a 25-tooth front ring, 14-tooth freewheel on the back. Going from the bottom bracket up to the head tube. 66-degree head angle. I know some of my first downhill mountain bikes had a steeper head angle with that. Paired to a 688mm wheelbase provides a really stable downhill ride. And that's what this bike is entailed for. It's entailed for kids that are riding downhill and undulating terrain. If you don't have undulating terrain and you're mostly riding flats and on like some gravel trails and pathways, I definitely recommend the Alpha one over the Zulu one. This is for your aggressive little mountain biker. The minimum seat height on this bike is 16 inches and the maximum is 25 inches. And this is intended for your 3 to 5-year-olds. Now going up with the handlebars, it's got a smaller diameter grips, smaller diameter handlebar. It's branded the Hair HEIR series. It's kind of their house brand at Prevelo. The first time I did see the bar, it had bit of a different look to it with the hydraulic disc brakes. You don't have a lot of real estate on your bar to move them in so that they're able to grab at the kind of the crux of the disc brake. And these hair bars allow the brakes to go in really nicely. The stem is outstanding. It's a really nice short stem to provide lots of stability when going downhill. And it's also got fully sealed bearings, single speed, and it's got a kid-specific saddle. We'll compare it here to the Alpha 1 series, the other 14-inch model in the Prevelo lineup, which is one of our top picks here at the Bike Dads. The gear ratio is exactly the same at 25-tooth front ring and a 14-tooth freewheel in the back. However, with the added 2.5 pounds, I really noticed my little guy struggled to get it up to speed. So going back to the Alpha 1, it has the exact same gearing. It's got the exact same cranks. It's got the exact same Q factor, which is the narrow bottom bracket to help them pedal. The Zulu 1 compared to the Alpha 1 has a 3-degree slacker head angle, and it's also got a 21 millimeter longer wheelbase, and that provides stability. But if your kid is just starting out, I wouldn't recommend the Zulu 1. I definitely recommend that you start on a 14-inch pedal bike till they've really grasped that and are taking it to the next level. The Alpha 1 series by Prevelo is outstanding. And take a look at some of our other 14-inch picks on our website for first pedal bikes. I've also got another video on how to pick your first pedal bike, and I'll link it in the description below. Now, the Alpha 1 is 2.5 pounds lighter, but it has a 21 millimeter shorter wheelbase, which isn't as stable at higher speeds, but provides a little more maneuverability. But it comes with V-brakes versus hydraulic disc brakes. Now, who needs hydraulic disc brakes if you're going downhill a lot? If it's your neighborhood pedal bike, you're going on some light duty trails, and now and again you're going on some downhill trails, I definitely go for the Alpha 1. But if you're predominantly going out shuttling, you've got some sustained downs in your regular biking routine, and your kid is definitely aggressive, I'd take a look at the Zulu 1. Now, we've had a phenomenal time on the Zulu 1. It's been with us for 2 summers now, and my kid has absolutely loved it. Going downhill, just seeing the control he has is outstanding. And I definitely think this bike is worth its weight for the specific kid that is aggressive, that's getting out to downhill tracks and such. And we can't wait to give it to our next friend that's waiting in line for it. Thanks for watching our review on the Prevelo Zulu 1. 14-inch pedal bike with hydraulic disc brakes. If you have any questions, leave it in the comments below. You can email us. We're 2 regular dads working regular jobs, just reviewing kids' bikes. We just want to see more parents making smarter buying decisions when they're heading out and buying bikes. Visit us on our website at www.thebikedads.com. Really work hard on our website to make sure it's up to date, and it's got all the weights, all the minimum maximum seat height, and really is your #1 source for kids bikes on the market today. So thanks for watching. Have fun with the kids. It's a rad adventure being a bike dad, and we'll see you on the trails.